Global Social Foundation. Master Plan. Projects and investment sub-projects. Executive Summary. Introduction. To give an adequate investment to the World Prosperity Funds, which will be received by the Global Social Foundation, for the projects that will be undertaken from the capitals approved by the Fed, the Federal Reserve System is the central bank of the United States, with the authorization of the Department of State of the United States, and from the banks J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, bank managers of funds, in order to generate investment for civil and social development, and based on in the spirit that this comprehensive development project is based on, we present our master plan below. This master plan summarizes the information on the projects that will receive the funds, which will have a local, regional, and national impact, in Colombia and in the future in South America, internationally, with immediate penetration potential from the point of entry. Social view to the countries of South America and North America, and in the medium and long term through the exchange of successful experiences in other parts of the world. To this end, a foundation, Prosperity Booster, is being created in Los Angeles, California, United States, and from which the foundation, Local Prosperity Booster, in Colombia has emerged to execute the projects described here. Objectives. Short-term objectives. Create the foundation, Prosperity Booster, that will integrate the projects of companies and other different foundations, prosperity managers, that formally require the support of our foundation in the United States and Colombia. Generate adequate housing, security, and work conditions for executives at levels 1 and 2 of our organization charts, and who have been creating and shaping this action plan for more than 5 years and will direct our foundational actions into the future. Sign local, regional, national, and international operation contracts and agreements to be able to operate. Generate contacts with local banks for the receipt of money for the execution of social projects, trying to lower the financial costs of the income of funds to Colombia, in order to generate greater social investment. Carry out the necessary procedures with the corresponding public companies in order to formalize acts that comply with legal regulations, tax aspects, local urban regulations, or those that are applicable for the initiation of administrative actions and implementation of the projects, to proceed with obtaining licenses if applicable, for each project that requires it. Generate approaches with local companies seeking the support required by the operation of the foundation, Prosperity Driver, in aspects of market support, transportation, and logistics. Hire the executive and professional personnel required for the stages projected herein. Undertake the initiation of the execution of the first projects of a social nature. Medium-term objectives. Generate that the foundation, Prosperity Booster, becomes self-sustaining and continues to provide the services based on its creation, and extend its relationships, agreements, and contracts so that it can operate in different geographical areas of North America and South America. Generate the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth of foundational activities. Long-term objectives. Undertake foundational actions in other Central and South American countries. Start projecting the growth of the foundation for the future, projecting its activities for at least 20 years. Structure of the foundation in the process of being formed. The foundation began the execution of the administrative tasks, and at this moment it has 2 directors who are advancing the corresponding coordination. It is expected that within the next 6 months we will have about 10 executives from different professions advancing joint efforts for the growth of the foundational actions. The foundation has been bringing together a group of professionals, who will be in charge of undertaking the following tasks. A president who is in charge of advancing the administrative actions for the creation of the foundation in the United States, through the management before the entities that will be in charge of delivering the resources, Prosperity Monetary Funds, with which it will operate towards the near future. A technical manager is in charge of setting up all the administrative and technical aspects of the foundation, such as the name, statutes, preliminary administrative decisions, corporate image, web pages, stationery, budgeting, in Colombia, which will be undertaken with the resources of the first turns of the World Prosperity Funds, and in parallel their formalization in the United States will be taking shape. This technical manager is also in charge of undertaking the actions of previous studies, such as budgets, programming, study of the first projects, verification of the conditions of these projects, their verification and request for adjustments or corrections, if applicable. Programs in which our foundation will work. Human Rights Program and Protection of Communities. Sub-programs. Protection of Human Rights. Defense of Social Development. Anti-corruption and bribery programs. Programs to prevent drug use for children, adolescents, and young people. Programs that do not allow child labor. Protect groups of children, adolescents, and the elderly. Protection of minorities. Protection of abandoned orphaned children. Programs related to the protection of human nutrition. Programs to empower communities. Support in basic, middle, and higher education for minorities. Construction of the necessary infrastructure and superstructures so that the institutions we serve as a base can operate. Science and Technology Program. Sub-programs. Research and Development. Technology and Health. Healthcare to minority communities. Accessible and free knowledge. Cloud services. Genetic engineering. Biotechnology, biochips, artificial intelligence. Organic food. Research and development of environmentally friendly construction systems. Environment program. Sub-programs. Protection of the environment and biodiversity. Forest recovery programs. Social settlements and sustainable homes. Water care, rainwater harvesting, water desalination, protection of the natural water cycle. Collection of waste and garbage in bodies of water. Investment and development in sustainable means of transport and respectful with the environment. Green energy, carbon capture and management. Ecological products and ecological services. Tourism with a low environmental footprint, space tourism. Organic marketing. Construction of the necessary infrastructure and superstructures so that the institutions we serve as a base can operate. Capital Fund Program. Sub-programs. Sharing economy. Social entrepreneurship. Job creation. Generation of resources for sustainable industry, agribusiness, and trade. Investment for the development of human welfare. Social and sustainability funds. Generate funds to build the necessary infrastructure and superstructures so that the institutions that we serve as a base can operate. Complementary components. In order to avoid having a group of professionals through the foundation, strategic alliances with specialized companies will be advanced to support all the parallel and complementary activities that are necessary to fulfill the purpose of the foundation. A security company is required that will be in charge of protecting the members of the foundation, of the projects and sub-projects. A local consulting company is required to accompany the process in the supervision of social or design projects or construction projects. A real estate company is required that will be in charge of supporting the acquisition of the necessary land for the projects. All projects will promote the use of clean energy, care for the natural water cycle, tree planting, forest protection, expansion of sanitation coverage. All foundational and business activities will be carried out through actions that involve caring for the environment, energy generation through sustainable systems. Agricultural and ecological tourism will be integrated as activities that will generate income for the region, since its geographical location is strategic in the country, with great potential, due to the climate, due to the beauty of its landscapes and security in the region. In some cases, the same project can impact several programs and sub-programs. The organizational structure that is planned to be implemented is set forth below. Structuring of the project and presentation. The project was structured in phases in such a way that business actions are undertaken in a planned manner, the necessary personnel will enter and the duly prioritized projects will begin, as follows. Phase 0. In Phase 0 the foundation will be formed, the starting staff will be hired and the management of the foundation's actions will begin. The agreements and contracts for the initiation of plans, projections, and designs of the foundation will be signed. Economic and social stability will be given to the executives that make up lines 1 and 2 of the organization chart of the foundation. Real estate will be purchased, houses and apartments, as well as the means of transportation so that they can undertake their actions, and they will be the generators of labor and social activity for the foundation. Likewise, the necessary offices will be purchased to be able to operate and house the executive personnel necessary for the execution of the foundational actions. The use of virtual work systems will be adopted, in order not to invest too much in work areas and give greater coverage to social investment and job creation. Within Phase 0, the security of people, professionals, and executives of the foundation will be implemented, which will be attended by an experienced security company, which will extend its security services to the properties of the foundation's projects. This management will be carried out throughout the execution of the projects. Budgets will be organized and economic resources will be available to be able to operate the first 5 years of the foundation. Execution time, between month 1st and month 19th. Phase 1. It will begin with the health project, classified in the Science and Technology Program, Technology and Health Sub-Program, called Reintegrative Medicine, located in Ibagué, Tolima. It is planned to start with a social support project for children in special learning conditions, classified in the Science and Technology Program, Sub-Program Healthcare for Minority Communities. Additionally, the first steps will be taken on the job-generating project related to ecological tourism. Environment Program, Tourism Sub-Program with a low environmental footprint, Space Tourism. Phase 1 will run between month 3rd and month 25th. Phase 2. It will begin with investments related to an agro-tourism project, classified in the program Human Rights and Protection of Communities, and the sub-program, Programs related to the protection of human nutrition. Phase 2 will run between month 13th and month 35th. Phase 3. It will begin with the investments related to an agro-tourism project classified within the Environment Program, Sub-Program Protection of the Environment and Biodiversity. Phase 3 will run between month 14th and month 36th. Subsequent phases. Later phases are planned, but only what is expected in the first 5 years is recorded here. It is important to note that it is planned to convene foundations or private companies that want to support the projects, generating a greater horizon of social impact. Summary of investment by project. Projects Phase 1 housing, transportation, and security for executives in levels 1 and 2 125,28% 2 creation of the foundation. Corporate image, taxes, writing, funds for salaries and employees of the foundation 6 months. 121,51% 3 Reintegrative Medicine Project. 314,55% 4 Social Project Women. 215,00% 5 Project Children with Special Learning. 213,13% 6 Agro-Tourism Project. Next phases. 0,00% 7 Ecotourism and Sports Project. Next phases. 0,00% 8 Self-Sustainable Country House Project 1, Ecotourism Project Model 25,64% 9 Self-Sustainable Country House 2 Project, Ecotourism Project Model 34,89% totals 100,00%. Total programmed investment. Table 1. Summary of investment by phases. Next, the discrimination by phases of execution. Investment flow. The investment will be made in 60 months, which is when it is expected to have the projects operating at 100% and generating a return with social indicators. Investment by economic activity. By economic activity below are the figures. The largest investments will be in job creation and social investment, as follows. Well-being driver of prosperity. Employment generation figures. Prosperity manager. Social investment. World Prosperity Funds. 25,28%, 32,03%, 42,69%. Contracts formalized to date. Administrative actions for the creation of the foundation in the United States. The president of the foundation has been in charge of advancing the necessary actions to obtain the income of the funds for the creation of this great project, and for about 5 years she has been managing from Colombia and now from the United States all the necessary actions to be able to carry out this project. Creation of the foundation. Corporate image, general design, planning, and preparation of the investment program, consulting, creation of the operation, and conformation of the bank of projects to start the foundation efforts, for Colombia, which is equivalent to 1.88% of the investment. The technical manager has been in charge of shaping the projects that will come to Colombia and has undertaken other personal and professional actions for 5 years, such as conformation and design of the master plan, preparation of budgets and adjustment to changing conditions of administrative instructions, financial projection of the different scenarios in which the budgets of the money for the projects have been adjusted, exposure to various people and interested parties about the plans of the great project, receipt, study, and review of the projects proposed by third parties so that they are taken into account or not within this great proposal, definition of the statutes of the foundation, preparation of draft deeds of the foundation, corporate image design, designs of logo symbols of the image, design of administrative and functional aspects, preparation of organizational charts, visit to possible locations of the projects, transportation of people who have come to Colombia who could be allies in the management process, material and professional support in all the efforts of the formation of the foundation, personnel who offered support from people who have helped, which is equivalent to 1.64% of the investment. Within the business efforts, the president has had the personal support of about 20 people in the 4 years of management, and they will be rewarded in value for their actions and support. General remarks. No. Observations 4.11.1 Social investment will have a direct return on the projects that will be implemented so that the communities benefit from them. These projects will be planned and executed so that they are sustainable. 4.11.2 All the projects will generate environmental benefits in the future because they will be supported by the generation of clean energy that will allow not only the operation of the projects, but will also be in charge of improving the environment. 4.11.3 With these projects, it is intended to project into the future the growth of industry, commerce, tourism with low environmental impact, also supported by the generation of clean energy, improving the environment at all times and taking care of the environment. 4.11.4 Likewise, these projects are bringing with their management the integration of South America and North America in relation to social development, commercial exchange, business, and tourism. Sincerely, Edna Margarita Aponte Rojas, President, Global Developer, Global Social Foundation. Daniel Ricardo Reyes Rincon, Technical Manager, Global Social Foundation.